I think it's about time that we do a very fast, less than 10-minute review of what we've covered thus far in this course. As you know, we've covered 3 topics. The first was the theory of business communication. The second, by far most popular topic, job search process. And now we're in the 3-step writing process of planning, writing, and completing. But you already know that because you're about to finish your first report, and you would have planned, written, and now completed. So let's take a quick review. You may remember my statement that communication is not what the textbook said of simply sender, receiver, feedback, and messages. That's too simple. I have some visuals here to capture the meaning. Look at all the gears turning in our brains, and it's a two-way street between what we're thinking and what we're saying. And that two-way street may not be aligned. Why? Because we have questions about the underlying thoughts of people. Remember the iceberg. We don't know what's below the surface. We don't know a person's political feelings. We don't know a person's religious feelings. And I personally, in my career, feel that the religious feelings can often, not always, but often, drive our behaviors. So in the end, it is a mixed bag of things happening all over the place that determine what communication is. Remember the job search process. And there's a mind map that covers everything. And this mind map on your website covers everything about the job search process. And it was indeed created by a face-to-face student. Of course, the key feature here is to do your research about the business you're applying for. Know their vision, know their mission, know their sustainability terms, know where they want to take themselves, and how their employees fit into it. Of course, preparing for the interview to me is like a memory experience for all the jobs I have interviewed for. Behavioral event interview questions based on the theory that your behavior of the past will be repeated in the future are what businesses use today. They're not going to sit down and ask you questions that have already been answered on your resume. Tell me about a time when you were on a dysfunctional team. What did you do and how did you fix it? The left-hand menu has many BEI questions, and my hard advice is, as you prepare for an interview within your company for upward progress or externally, practice those questions orally. Practice them with a buddy. Practice them with a partner or a spouse. Of course, you know when you go in, you have a professional appearance. When I went in for my first job interview for Shell Refinery in Delaware City, Delaware, I wore a suit. And the interviewer told me, take that suit off. Take that tie off. You're at a refinery. They'll think you're from corporate headquarters. Go in with a suit. Better to overdress than underdress. And please, please be prepared to ask questions. Do not ask questions that you already know from your researching of the employer. At the end, when they say the final interview question, do you have questions? Ask questions. My close buddy in Houston, Dan, bombed out on a job interview as a vice president of corporate lending in a bank because at the end of the second interview, they asked him, do you have any questions? And he said, no, I don't. They told him, you don't have the job. Of course, you're going to walk away with a good LinkedIn page. You're going to have a good resume from Career Services. I will have reviewed your LinkedIn, given you advice for revision. The biggest mistake people make is not to use the summary function on LinkedIn, and there are videos I've made on the left-hand menu showing you how to do that. If you don't have a LinkedIn page, I guarantee you, the prospective employer is going to wonder what's wrong with you. Of course, networking. For face-to-face students, you know how to network. You came in as a freshman, first time away from home. You made friends in dorms and clubs and groups. You know how to network. In business, you carry over the same skills. Meet people not only in your department, go to lunch with them. Then they'll have people there that you don't know, and then you meet them. Go and visit people in other departments to orient yourself to the big picture of the company. That's networking. That's how you get your name out. And of course, everyone, I hope, has signed up for Handshake. And by golly, they have videos for you to practice your interview questions. You are building your personal brand. I say the brand is what people say behind your back when you leave the room. Are they going to say stuff good, or are they going to say stuff bad? Well, this is a big brief overview on the job interview. I want to share with you an experience I had about 5 jobs I didn't get and why. Global Training Project Manager. I told the individual that I thought was a friend that I hated my current job and I had to get out of it. Well, that was pretty bad because she immediately said, I'm not going to hire him. I went for a training manager position in a Louisiana refinery and I gave a reference and the reference backstabbed me. So know your references. Make sure they're going to agree to do your referencing. I remember as an undergraduate, I wanted to go to law school, and I asked a prof, would he be my reference? And he said, no, you're not law school material. You should be a teacher. Joke's on him. I was in health and safety. I applied for a health and safety materials development position. I was in health and safety communications manager. But I was told I was not qualified because I didn't have deep enough knowledge in safety. I went to be a global instructional designer for Shell, but I was told I just gave a bad interview answer to one question, just one question, and that eliminated me. And in org behavioral, I simply was told, no, you're not qualified. I only want to hire PhDs in org behavior. Please, when you apply for a job, do not use the same resume. You must write a new resume. You must write a new cover letter. Don't lie. Address only the skill sets listed on that job advertisement. Moderate and large corporations run your resume through software, counting up the number of key terms you used as related to the particular job. Stick to that. Assume that's what they're going to do. I had a very close friend who paid $15,000 to a job search company. They created his resume and cover letter, and he never changed it for any job he applied to. I said, David, what are you doing? And he said rather arrogantly, well, I am what I am. I'm top of my field. Guess what? He never got a bite. And then, of course, you're now in the plan, write, and complete of chapters 3 through 5. Since you've already done it, in effect, you know it. You planned it with your teammates. You gathered your information on the first paper, which is library research only. You've organized your information following the directions that I provided. You've written it together using net-based tools. Please revise it together. Please read what your teammates have written, whatever it is, even if it's a table of contents, because you can give feedback and learn together. And completing it, you're about done now, and I look forward to reading your work. I hope this has sparked your memory as we approach the midterm. Thank you.